Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This time we are going to download the Ubuntu ISO image in version 20.04 to be able to create our virtual machine and later install our NextCloud. I have previously downloaded Ubuntu in version 20.04 because the ISO image weighs about 2.52 gigabytes. However, if you do not have it at hand, you simply have to go to the browser of your choice. In the search engine it will place download Ubuntu, press enter and we will go to the official Ubuntu page. Here we simply have to click on the download button, and it will immediately start the process of downloading the ISO image of our operating system. I am going to cancel the download, as I already have it on my desktop. We are going to proceed to create our virtual machine. For this we will use VirtualBox. If you do not have knowledge of how to use this tool within the course, you will find a link to a free VirtualBox course. I therefore recommend that you watch the course to familiarize yourself with the tool. In this case, once we have VirtualBox installed, we will simply create a new virtual machine by clicking on the new option. Here we are going to place the name of our virtual machine. We can place any name. I will place NCVM or NextCloud Virtual Machine. Here it tells us the location of the virtual machine. I am going to leave it by default, and here in type we will select Linux. The version we will look for Ubuntu 64 bits. I will click Next. Here we are going to select the amount of RAM that we are going to place in our virtual machine. I will use 3 GB. Depending on the performance of your computer you can adjust 2 GB or 4 GB, and depending on, I will click Next. In this part it will ask us if we want to create a virtual disk for our virtual machine. We will leave it marked as it comes by default and click on Create. In the next window it will ask us then the type of virtual disk that we want to create. We are going to leave it in the default standard for VirtualBox, which is VDI. Click on Next. Here it asks us for information about the disk, if it is going to be dynamically reserved or not. I am going to leave it dynamically reserved and I will click Next. Now it asks me for the disk space I want. I will use a 30 GB disk, and since we have selected dynamically reserved disk space 30 GB, it means that it will only be occupied by the virtual machine once it reaches size. That is, without Ubuntu installation and my private cloud with NextCloud only occupies, for example, 10 GB space. Only then those 10 GB of space will be used on my physical machine until I reach the total of 30 GB. What is the total space that it will have the virtual disk? Having this clear, I will click on Create. We already have our virtual machine created, but we are going to make some adjustments before starting it. Having it selected, we will click on Configuration, and within Configuration we will go to the System section. Within the system we will select a processor and we will tell it that it would be 2 virtual processors. We will also go to the section of Storage. Within Storage, we will select the controller ID disk that is empty, and I will mark this option. We will select the disk file option and look for the ISO image that we have downloaded for our operating system. Since I have it on my desktop, I simply select it and click Open. The next option that I am going to change is the network. By default it comes in swim mode. I want it to have total communication with my physical environment, therefore I am going to select a bridge adapter. They have to verify that it has to be the same name of the adapter that you are using to connect to the internet. Since I am using a laptop and I am connected via wireless, this adapter will be linked to my wireless card. Once these changes have been made, then we can click Accept. Now we only have to start our virtual machine by clicking on Start. We wait a moment while the virtual machine is launched. And if it asks us to confirm the disk, we will simply verify the ISO image that we have selected is ready. I will click on Start. We see how the process of verifying the files of the installation disk of our Ubuntu starts automatically. For this video that's all. In the next video we are going to see the complete process of the installation of our operating system for the subsequent configuration of our private cloud with NextCloud. We will see each other in the next class.